One day, Ming stumbled upon what seemed like an opportunity of a lifetime. A Ferrari 458 convertible for just $41,000. It was hard to believe, but there it was, within reach. Ming had always dreamed of owning a Ferrari. For years, the sleek lines, the powerful roar of the engine, and the thrill of driving a true supercar consumed his imagination. His dream, however, wasn't what he imagined. What he saw in reality was far from the gleaming car in his fantasies. Missing taillights, a damaged side skirt, and no rear bumper. It looked more like a scrap heap than a supercar. When he opened the engine cover, he was met with a scene that looked more like a junkyard. This car was priced at $41,000 for a reason. Despite his disappointment, he wasn't ready to give up, and he knew that underneath all the chaos, a Ferrari was waiting to be reborn. Ming decided to tow the car back home. Once the car was home, the real work began. He started with the engine, Ferrari's heart and soul. The engine was leaking oil and showed obvious signs of neglect, so Ming and his mechanic team dropped it for a detailed teardown. First, they drained the fluids. Gasoline was too expensive to waste, and the coolant, well, at least there was some left. After removing the pipes from the chassis, the engine was lowered. Ming's mechanic, known for his skills with supercars, found the root of the problem. The oil leak was worse than expected. The intake pipes were cracked and brittle. The gasoline hoses? Dangerous and split. Ming realized just how lucky he was that this car hadn't caught fire on the way home. As they removed the cylinder head covers, it became clear. The gaskets had deteriorated with age. A masterpiece of a machine had been neglected for far too long. With the engine fully disassembled, it was time to order parts. Camshafts, gaskets, timing chains, and new fuel lines were all on the list. When the parts arrived, the real rebuilding began. Piece by piece, the engine came back to life. New seals were installed, ensuring there would be no more oil leaks. Ming and his team carefully reinstalled the timing chain, ensuring the tension was just right. Every bolt was torqued to perfection. The camshafts were aligned, and after hours of painstaking work, the engine was reassembled. With the engine complete, Ming turned his attention to the interior. It was just as neglected as the mechanical components. He sourced parts from all over, determined to restore the car to its former glory. The worn-out interior panels were replaced with custom upholstery. Ming spared no detail, even replacing the steering wheel with a fresh one. The finishing touches, yellow brake calipers and brand new wheels, were the perfect complement to his vision. The bodywork was next. The front bumper had been damaged in an accident, and fixing it would require extensive work. The entire car was stripped, sanded, and prepped for a fresh coat of Ferrari red, perfectly matched to the original factory color. Layers of primer and clear coat were applied to give the car its signature glossy finish. As Ming stood back, watching the car come together, he felt a sense of satisfaction. The broken, dilapidated Ferrari he had purchased for a bargain price was finally looking like the supercar it was meant to be. Every hour of labor, every setback, and every frustration had led to this moment. With the engine reinstalled, Ming turned the key. The roar of the 458's naturally aspirated engine filled the garage. That unmistakable Ferrari sound brought a smile to his face. The transformation was complete. His dream car was no longer a distant fantasy. It was a reality, right in front of him. Ming had done it. What started as a seemingly hopeless project had become a labor of love, dedication, and perseverance. His Ferrari 458 was now a masterpiece, restored to its former glory.